on the table. On the women's side, same thing. Joyanne Cooper and Tia Vesser were tied prior to the first event today. Joyanne Cooper is now a 25-point leader. But again, that's the difference between first and third in this event. There's Dee Dee Hoffman making her CrossFit Games debut this year. CrossFit Crave in Northwest Ohio.
The difference I expect to see here, I really love when we see the age groups using the same weights. The younger division, I think, had the advantage on the wall walks. The barbell was really, I think, the slowing point. But for these athletes, I think it's going to be just the opposite. I think the wall walks, we're going to see some slowing. But the barbell, I feel like they're going to be able to handle them a little bit more quickly than our 14 and 15-year-old division.
Final event of 7 for these athletes in the 50 and 54 age group here at the CrossFit Games, Noble CrossFit Games in 2020. Tanya, how's pacing strike you early for these athletes?
With 10 reps, I think they need to be smooth. I see some of that, but your athletes that are more confident and feel good with that barbell, feel good with that loading, maybe they can go a little faster, but I think we're going to be able to tell better what their pacing is if it's appropriate come round 8-6, the next few rounds. But already early on, there has been some no reps.
You can read Greg Murkak's face there. No rep. There's almost a bit of grip strength to this. You're not grabbing the ground, but you are grabbing the ground. You need to make sure you're not slipping out from underneath yourself and you can control your descent as Dee Dee Hoffman moves on first.
We talked through, I'll come back to my point on the hands, but I want to talk about Hoffman right here. Watch her arms. She's doing a lot of pressing. I'd love to see more with the legs. And that's the thing with the heavy thruster. There we go. Oh, I don't know if she got a lockout or a good rep for that one.
She'll break there.
So this is the fatigue from the wall walks. You need to have that lockout. It's all arms there at the finishing point of your thruster. So it's really important to get that leg drive.
Leader right now on the men's side is Christian Biaggi. He has traveled a long way to be here from Ketchikan, Alaska. Second Games appearance. Was 9th in 2018 in this age group. A lot of barbells starting to roll forward into that second round. The round of 8 for these athletes. The women almost exclusively are there already. A handful of men still working through round 1. That includes Brent Meyer, who's right in the middle of your screen, the tall, skinny athlete finishing round 1. Brent Meyer's a guy that was the leader at the start of the day. Fell out of the leader spot when Bernard Luzzi surpassed him in the last event. Brent Meyer also needs to keep himself in podium contention here. Christian Biaggi is in 4th place, but with 440 points. The podium is pretty well shored up. All three of those athletes are over 500. There's Tia Besser. Talked about her right now, trying to hunt down Joyanne Cooper at the top of the charts on the women's side.
Making sure she got credit for that first rep. It was good.
Break parallel and then lock out at top.
See how quickly her arms accelerate and she's able to get that lockout. That's telling you she's able to use a lot more leg.
Dee Hoffman at the bottom of the screen beat Tia Besser last year in Masters competition. Not here at the CrossFit Games. Going rep for rep with each other now here on this second round of 8 heavy thrusters. And they both advanced simultaneously. It was actually Dee Hoffman that beat Tia Besser last year in competition, which continuously prompted the famous line at the end of every event, "That darn Dee." Kept getting in Tia's way. We've hit the 5-minute mark here in an 11-minute time cap. Bernard Luzzi had to re-grip for a second there. When he's trying to maneuver his way into the third round of thrusters, he is the third athlete to get there. Kevin Kester and Bob Ruano are ahead of him. Now Kester is 20 points behind Luzzi. The difference between finishing first and third. Bob Ruano was the guy that played spoiler in the first event this morning. Tanya, he might do it again here in the second.
And that's just it. I mean, you look at some of these athletes walking so quickly on their hands. Kester, he was right off the floor. He still looks so fresh with his speed off the ground.
If Kevin Kester wins this event and Ruano comes in second, and then Luzzi comes in third, Kester and Luzzi will have the same number of points. The iron worker, Kevin Kester, we've said it many times, his goal is not here just to be here. He's won twice, but that's not just okay. His goal is to come and win a third time, and he is putting his foot on the gas pedal here on his fourth round.
The barbell is definitely not taking it out of him. I mean, his speed here is so impressive on these wall walks. So far in, fourth round in. Four wall walks here. Just keeping an eye on where everyone else is at, but
you know, Tanya, it's been such an interesting development, even for a Masters athlete, for Kevin Kester. Even at 50 years of age, he came here in 2017 and said he won on sheer determination. It was just grit. I put my head down and I worked. But then he started to refine his game, even in his 50s. Sought out different coaching, sought out different skill development. And even in what is a quote-unquote advanced age, he is still working to improve as an athlete and is probably a better version of himself now.
4 years of experience, of training, of learning, and gaining a lot of strength, knowledge. Third day of competition, he's looking great. Final event here, he has weight belt on. We haven't seen many with the weight belt before this heat, for this division. Smart move.
4 thrusters. The crowd is counting. The sea of green is cheering. Kevin Kester is the man behind Invictus Seattle.
Even in the lead, waste no time. Quick transitions.
Take a quick check-in on the women's side, where there are 2 barbells waiting in the 5th round. They belong to Dee Hoffman and Tia Besser. Back on the men's side, Kevin Kester advancing to the barbell for just 2 thrusters. Kevin Kester will have done everything in his power. Kevin Kester, an event win. Now will it be a CrossFit Games win? He's got to wait and count. Back on the women's side, Dee Dee Hoffman crosses first. That is an event win for the Ohioan. Tia Vesser comes in right behind her. Hoffman and Vesser embrace again. We are a minute and a half away from the 11-minute time cap. The interesting battle on the men's side is going to be all about how many points come in between Kester and the field. Bernard Lutzi comes in, and Bernard Lutzi finishes second. That is not what Kester needed. It is exactly what Bernard Lutzi needed. What Kester needed was Bob Ruano to finish ahead, and that played out for the Italian. Bernard Lutzi, it looks like, may very well have held on to win CrossFit Games gold for the first time as a master. Christy Lunny done with 30 seconds remaining. Final 20 seconds. I've not seen Joyanne Cooper yet on the women's side. With now 10 seconds remaining. Time expires. Tia Vesser was in second place behind Joyanne Cooper at the start of that event. Vesser came in second. We'll have to do some math.
To wrap up your event, knowing you gave it your all, Vesser sure did. She'll leave it to the leaderboard to see, but she knows she gave it her all.
Kevin Kester did everything that he could on the men's side. Amanda will be with him here shortly. Certainly had the high when he finished of knowing that he put himself in a good spot. Tia Vesser also put herself in a really good spot. And I believe she too will be with Amanda here momentarily. Let's go down onto the floor.
Okay. Kevin and Tia, first of all, congratulations on your event win. I want to ask both of you your thoughts on the competition as it unraveled this week, and now it's over. What did you think of this year's CrossFit Games?
I thought it was fantastic. They continue to challenge us. Think about double unders on turf. I think maybe 1% of us have practiced that. They just keep throwing different stuff at us, and very well run. I'm so stoked to be here.
Overall, your thoughts on your performances and how you did?
Well, I turned 55 in about a month, so I'm clearly the old guy in the age group. So I'm happy to be here and representing the 50 to 54s, and you can tell a little difference between the youngsters. They got an extra gear, but at least I showed it on this last workout.
You absolutely did. Great job out there. Tia, you've got some experience coming into this year as well. How does this year's programming compare to years past?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, it was hard. It challenged us. And I did the best I could on, there's not any workout that I think I could look back on and think I could do better. Like, I gave it all on everyone.
Awesome. You guys did a great job out there in this event, and congratulations on just, okay, sure.
So I just want to say, my people over there, like, this is a moment, right? Like, the CrossFit Games are a moment, but you guys see all the work that all of us put in, like, through the year. This is a moment to cherish, but the rest of you, thank you so much for pushing us all year long.
Thanks, Tia.
Thank you.
Take a look at the event results here in the finale for the 50 to 54s. Tia Vesser edges out Dee Dee Hoffman by 3 seconds for an event win in her 7th time on the floor. And then Kevin Kester beats Bernard Luzzi, but it was that 14-second difference between Luzzi and Ruano that it appears will give Bernard Luzzi a CrossFit Games title in the Masters bracket.